What's up? What's up? What's up? We're back live, guys. So let's dive right into it, shall we? What am I doing? So I just opened it. Geez, it's cold. Be back in a bit. I'm gonna close some windows. Yo, me back again. So, let's do this multiplayer, shall we? What are we up to? We got a server. You can run both client and server. So right now, we don't really have any logic that I can really easily explain. So that means that if I'm not able to explain it easily, it isn't good. So we have both the client and the server. We can pick which one to run at any time. But we don't really have anything to sync on. This is sleeping for 3 seconds. Is that bad? So that isn't great. And the reason for that is that while it's loading the chunks, it's just falling. So it's falling down forever and never. Okay, well actually, then it ended up somewhere. Okay, for some reason, if I put the sleep, then everything goes to bananas. Unloading the chunks, and something stops. So that isn't good. I'll figure it out in another time, in another stream. Okay, but yeah, overall it's working. We can run. We got sound effects, by the way, so that makes it a bit more alive. Okay. Well, it's pretty good. I want to build something. That looks like... Oh yeah, that's my zone. Okay. I guess he owns this piece of land right now. Okay. Well, so let's see how we can make some netcode happen then. Let's get started on the server. So when you create the server, it starts listening. We got a max clients, which is set to 32 at the moment. What is this? I think it's the number of channels. Bro, what is this? Let's try this way. I'm gonna try hovering. Okay, hovering is better now. Peer count, and then channel limit. The maximum number of channels allowed of 0. Oh, come on. F0, then it is equivalent to maximum channel count. Init protocol mounts maximum channel count, which is, let's see, how much is that? 255? Really? 255. Maximum window size. 255? That's not a lot. Like, it is a lot of players, not gonna lie. But if that's the maximum, I mean, can it be more than that? Let's see. If it's 0, then it is equivalent to maximum channel count. Channel limit. Or, okay, so if it exceeds maximum channel count. Wait. What are you even talking about? So that's the channels, not the players, bro. My brain needs to wake up. It is 4:30 in the morning, so let's just give it some time. And the maximum number of clients, that doesn't have a limit, right? Channels limit, peer count. Okay, we got maximum per ID. What is an ID? Peer count, the maximum number of peers that should be allocated for the host. If it's bigger than 44,095, maximum pair ID. Okay. Well, 4,000 players isn't that bad. That would be nice to have 4,000 players all once. 4,000 players. 4,000 players. That's gonna need. Yeah, I think a server can handle 4,000 players, can it? Or maybe not. 4,000. Yeah, that would be a very limited bandwidth. But anyway. So let's go back to the server. Well, I was in the server. I just changed it. So type connect receive. So we have a connection. So what happens at the connection? We need to remember who is connected, right? we have the data event.peer. So we have a peer. Okay, that's the peer. And we put some data in it. And then when we receive something, okay, that makes sense. We just need to create something that holds data. And when someone connects, that is a player state. Player state, dragging. What is dragging? Drag start. Okay, that's not really player, but okay. It can pass. It's no big deal. Bro, it always does that. Oh hey, 42. I didn't see you coming. What's up? What's up, my man? Whoops. We're doing multiplayer. We're trying to do multiplayer. Let's see what comes out of it. VMA. Let's close a bunch of files. We don't need physics or XR. So dragging camera start. This is all 2D. I don't think it's relevant to the player itself. This is more. I don't know. Should I put it back here? That's more on the camera, right? Maybe I should create. Yeah, the camera is something that is very local. And the keys. Each player has keys. Well, keys are relevant for the player. Multiplayer, nice. We are only, or can it run? I think it can run on other devices. That's what I'm going to do. But yeah, let's see how the gameplay is. So technically, it is possible. It's just that, yeah, different devices will allow people to do different things. So, nah. But maybe it's not a problem. So, not VR only, and also not desktop only. So I'm planning to have a mobile version too. It's running on Android anyway, so yeah, that's gonna be a nice idea. Let me move this out of the way as a camera. Player state camera. Where should I put the camera? Player camera. Well, struct player camera. Player. Or maybe I don't need player. A player camera. Player view. Blah. Let's see. Player view. Play cam. I'm gonna leave it to player camera. So instead, the player state's got a character, a walk start, and if it's on the ground, and which one of these should be replicated? So 256 booleans can be replicated easily, but there's really no need for it. Also, I need to try to pack all the relevant info within a single packet, because we're going to be using UDP. Yeah, I think I'm gonna be doing some playtests at some point. I was thinking I could start distributing the app when it's kind of ready. Yeah, just need to figure out where and how to set up the server and versioning. But yeah, I'm gonna be doing open betas at some point. I've got plenty of devices, so I've got like 3 quests, but one is quest 1, so that's very old. So I can test VR with 2 headsets. Well, I could even do 3 because one of them could be running on the desktop, and then I should be able to test multiple. Yeah, I think I need to do some tests with bots at some point. I want to see if I can get how many concurrent players I can get, because at some point that will also affect the rendering, because if you have many players at the same time, I want to see how that behaves with the rendering. I don't want the frame rate to drop too much, but well, the meshes are not going to be super heavy anyway, so don't want to fall into the early optimization issue. But yeah, I would say I'm gonna make it distributed through Steam. I guess you should have Steam account, or well, it's open source, but I don't think everybody will be happy to set up compilation. So let's see, what's the player? That's the player. Let's do a camera. Bro. And now replace everything. Okay, so let's look for red marks. Okay, that's easier. So player is gonna be camera. Camera sector. Wait, but this is camera sector. Let's see. Camera yeah, this is just for visibility, is it? Cameras. Yeah, that's the camera. The player's got a character which has the actual physical body, which is the data that derives from this other stuff here. So yeah, no need to do that here. So yeah, renaming is fine then. Okay, halfway through it. I hope this is going to make it a bit easier to reason about the multiplayer. Almost there, almost there. Okay, here's the bulk of the references, which is by no surprise where the input is handled. Wait, there is one missing, but I don't see it. Bro, where is it? Oh, okay. For some reason I missed it. Cool. That's... oh wait, there's still one. No, I just forgot to end the line. So we have the camera now, which is detached from the player state. And I guess in the server I could now import a player. And can also do a std vector init host clients. What is a peer? A peer is an init peer. Now why do you say init host? That's an init peer. Do I need the init peers? Like, can I just broadcast? I have no idea. So init host service. What can you do? Init free. Init peer. I think I have to keep track of the peers. Okay, so that's going to be init peer. Let's see, how am I gonna handle this? So we have the clients and we need pointers. Pointers, what kind of data is this? It's a void. It's a void. I could just allocate the data very unsafe. But if we keep it under control, we could just new the player state. And that's it. New player state. Yeah, the keys. I'm not sure the keys have a good place in here, because that's very local. Yeah, the keys are local to the application that is running, and I will find a better way, a better place for it, just not right now. And again, this is gonna force me to refactor a bit of these references. So I'm gonna remove all the player references and leave naked keys. All right. Oh, by the way, so when I press this one, it should not end like this, because this is just terrible. It usually doesn't even save. my generated world. So when I do that, I want the application to terminate. I'm just gonna disable that for now. Please don't kill me like that. Okay. So back to the server. So we create a player state inside the pair. And to retrieve it, we could just run through pair, and we have the data. Oh, we didn't need to save the pair. Clients bottom place pair. Okay, that's the right thing to do. Packet, clean up the packet. Okay, receive a packet. And then disconnect. Don't just do that. Let's find a pair. So store ranges dot erase if remove if. Yeah, we have a remove if, I think. No, delete, how is it called? Stored ranges. No, it's just stored remove. Stored remove. Let's remove it. Stored remove if. Do I have to? Can this work with ranges? I think I've done it once. Don't remember. Clients. And the predicate. Let's see. Remove element from vector. Best way to erase. What? Vector arrays. This is so ugly. Remove if. I guess remove if is so. Remove if. Remove. Let's see. Show me an example. Element by value. Where should I use? So pair is a pointer. And maybe this is not a vector. Or is it? Because vectors would be... No, actually, yeah, maybe this could be an order map. And then we have player state clients. Well, that could be something. So at this point, I don't even need to allocate anything in there because I always have access to the state. So in place there. Yeah, new player. Clients. How does it work? In place or insert? Yeah, I think it's insert. Okay, now that's just erase. Okay, no allocations. Good. That is even better. And here we can assign things. We can do proper allocation of the player state, which is going to be, yeah, all defaults. That's fine. That's a reference. It's gonna be null. Oh. Now, well, we have to create it. Like that's not the end. When someone joins, they're gonna be falling down. And they won't have their own version of the player. So they won't have a body. Do they have a body? Well, they need to have a body, but it should not happen until we get the confirmation that we are logged in. That makes it. Tune into, oh hey, Mr. Barry Smith. Tune into a couple of streams already, but just wanted to know that you're doing spectacular work. Oh, thank you. Thank you, thank you. I hope it's gonna pay back into fun game at some point. Hey, PB2 Dev, what you working on? It's yeah, it's a VR game. It's a VR game, but also non-VR, so it's mostly a VR game. It is optimized for VR, but it will also run on desktop. And it's a Minecraft clone, because I find that that's a fun kind of game. It's creative and it also has some challenges. I like the creativity part where people can build their own stuff. And it's also fairly easy to make. Well, easier than AAA games anyway. It's suitable for programmers. It's got very friendly programmers art style. So we have the client connected. Let's create some resources for it. They need a mesh. They need meshes. How am I gonna do that without breaking the boundaries between yeah, the main, the main run loop and the server module. Who is even gonna own the resources? Let's see, we got create cube, which creates a cube. Very easy. Maybe I can move this somewhere else. It's gonna load the texture. It requires a staging buffer. Okay. While the vertex buffer is not shared. Okay, so it is not using this vertex buffer. But maybe it could. Vertex input. Yeah, it could use that instead of creating a new one. Let's see. I want to make sure everything's still working. Ooh, what happened there? What mistake I did? So if it's template stuff, it's likely here. So you don't like insert? Maybe it's in place. No? Maybe you want pair. Yeah, probably. You want a pair. So this is going to be a player state. Should be happy now. What's that noise? Okay, it compiled. Let me check. What the heck is doing this noise? Bruh! Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea. It is coming from Discord, but I hate that with Discord you don't really know what is making the notification. Anyway. There you go. Again. What is it? Like, bro. Anyway. Cool. Let me try to start it up. And it's trying to connect. It won't find any server right now. And we get right into the game. I need to remove a little bit of this forward motion. Yeah, it's sliding too much. There's also kind of a going back. It's like it's snapping somewhere. There's a bit of a snap. Weird. And it's stuck. I don't know. Okay, it feels like it's snapping in between blocks. That is so weird. Why is it doing this? Okay, that must be some weirdness going on with Jolt, the Jolt physics engine. I don't know. But okay. So there's too much sliding. I know where that comes from. So there is a fake inertia that I've put in here because otherwise with how is it called? How to say with friction, I've set friction to 0, so I'm simulating it with linear interpolation, and this is the speed at which it stops. I think a third of a second. I don't know. Maybe I can go even higher. So this is the acceleration. Maybe the acceleration can be low, but it needs to stop quickly. And the client needs to try to connect for not 5 seconds, but let's say 1 second. Okay. Okay, it is already faster. And it stops right away. And that is nice. Okay. This feels good. Yeah, the main issue was that when I was trying to jump into something, it would just keep sliding. But now it's okay, it stops in time, right in time. So when I look up, it's still bugged. I don't know how to fix this. This is so weird. Like the algorithm to render, it is there, for some reason it just breaks completely when I'm looking up. It works fine when I'm looking down. That is crazy, I don't understand. Whoa, that is fast. Why is it so fast? Wow, that is incredibly fast. Let's see how fast can we load the world. And how far can we even go? I want to make not an infinite world, but rather an island. A big island, but nonetheless an island. And we need a bit more variation. So the idea is that there will be different islands, and then you have to go around the world to discover things. Okay, we have traveled quite far. I guess it's time to make some trees. So this is running currently in debug mode, which is nice. I want to try to optimize debug builds. Yeah, this is kind of fun. I think I also, yeah, I've tried to enable continuous collision detection, but I wasn't able to figure out how to do that within Jolt. I should get the body, and then I didn't find any settings to make it continuous, because the problem is that when the player is going too fast, the player is a capsule, and when it's going too fast from one frame to another, it might completely surpass a whole block, and without collision detection you're just going to end up underground where you shouldn't be, and you might get stuck in an empty area without being able to come back again, which isn't great. So I don't want to create too many vertex buffers, so I will try to reuse the vertex buffer that I already have. So that is going to be geometry won't own its own vertex buffer. No, actually it's just, oh, it's already a suballocation. Okay, no, never mind. It's already a suballocation. I've already done the trick. So I guess I will just move it to a common function. Where is it? So cube, I want to move it to some utility as a utility function. It's not really part of the main application, but it will need access to some of the buffers. Let's see. I'm gonna start moving it, and then we'll figure out. Maybe it can be in the utils. Or geometry. Well, actually, let me create a new module. I'm gonna call it geometry. Geometry. .cpp module. Create, add it. going to be a module. Let's make a fragment. What do we need? We need to call it ce.app mod geometry flag fragment export namespace. That's going to be ce app geometry, new line, and boom, we can place it here so that it's no discard. We need to bring the geometry type in there. Transform component. Yeah, we don't really have those components. So this is my ECS test. Chunk state, geometry. Okay. Now you also have the geometry. Description set. Okay, it's gonna need some Vulkan stuff. Does it need memory allocator? Maybe not. I'll start with that. And buffer, so that's a module. Import pk dot buff buffer. Import vk. No wait, it's ce.vk. Right. ce.vk for the buffer. You need array. stdio include array. We need shaders. Import c dot shaders dot solid color. That's it. No, we need glm. Oh boy. Import glm. Oh, we need vector. Include vector. Are we done? Okay. I think we are done. And to finish off, we need references to those buffers. So that's going to be vk buffer staging buffer, vk buffer the vertex buffer. That's it. No, that is not. Oh man, how do I now set this stuff? Copy buffers and delete buffers. Should I move those into VK? So right now these are handled in the main application. So there is a garbage collection and handling the copies. But maybe those can be better handled in Vulkan directly. Yeah, I think that might be a good idea. Or a resource manager. Resources. Yeah, resources. Why not? Damn, why didn't I think about that? So, we have a resource manager which will handle resources, graphics resources, how do I call it? Yeah, let's just go straight resource, new module, resources, cppm. That's very vague. Don't ask. And now let's keep control module. So resources is dot app resources export namespace Vulkan resources. Yeah. Import utils. So we have the Vulkan resources, and we're gonna move a bunch of stuff from there. Well, maybe geometry can be moved to the resources. Yeah, actually that makes much more sense. But I can still keep, yeah, geometry is kind of useless, isn't it? Yeah, that's resources can be something very awesome. So let's add resources, and I don't think I want to keep geometry at this point. Geometry, create cube. Well, maybe this is a good utility function anyway. Even though copy buffers, delete buffers, that's gonna have a lot of things. Let's see. Let's roll the dice and see what happens. So, moving some of this stuff in there. chunk state, not this. Shader, buffer suballocation. Yeah, this could also go in the resource manager, but it needs a bit more thought. We need a generic way of allocating cameras and shaders. Yeah. So this is very manual, but this stuff can go in there. We've got it. Texture. Yeah, this is the global texture that can also go in the resource. Oh my, I'm getting hungry. It's been a while. It's been an hour already. So what do we need here? We need multi-map. Or map. Yeah, just map probably. We need to import ce.vk. We need import ce.vk.buffer. We need some Vulkan stuff. We need texture. We don't have memory. Yeah, there's no memory. Okay, that's Vulkan resources. Now, geometry, that's the shared cube. Maybe I could use the shared cube. So the resource manager, where is it gonna leave? I guess it's going to leave somewhere here, where we first had all the other things. And I also need to import it. Import resources. So that's going to be resources, Vulkan resources. So what's the access here? This maybe it's just a struct. And everything is public. So that will be resources dot, and we access directly. Everything is in here. There you go. And now there is going to be a lot to replace. So I guess I can do a, what is .h? No, not hierarchy. Shift F maybe? No, not that. How do I replace thing? Change all vertex. No, wait. Yeah, only this part. Is that a thing? Okay. So change all frame buffer. Nice. Bro, that's cool. That's a cool feature. Okay. It's gonna make things so much easier. Boom. Look at that. Almost done. I think I missed something. Oh yeah. Create cube needs geometry. Import geometry, then we're gonna have geometry. Yes. Create cube. Well, at this point, we just need the resource. A reference to the resource manager or the resources. Resources. There you go. And I'll be back to change that. Delete buffers. Didn't I already do that? Change all of them. Copy buffers. Okay, what's left? There's only one thing left. And wait, what? Cube vertex buffer offset. That's because it doesn't know what cube is, as the declaration is wrong here. Geometry. There you go. Now you know. And it's gone. Yes. We're only left with this guy. We are going to pass is it a VK resource? No, it's not a VK. It's just wait, we don't have resources here, right? Import. Here's the catch. We need resources here, but maybe resources also needs geometry. Yeah, that's a catch. So instead, I'm gonna say the geometry is going to be moved. Oh no. No, 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 no. What are you doing? Geometry is going to be moved here. Create cube is going to be part of the resource. Maybe this is an open function. Maybe not. Okay. Yeah, something like this, but with better indentation. And now resources is gonna use shaders, but shaders don't use resources, right? Don't think so. So this is gonna need what shaders though? So create create geometry, but for which shader? So we need a vertex layout. This is gonna be a template then. We don't want shaders polluting in here. Shaders, vertex input. So everything is a vertex about the vertex input. Hence, we're gonna make it template. So the type name is the vertex type. And there you go. Okay, now wait. It's also got a uniform. Vertex type and uniform type. Per object. I'm not sure this is going to be very generic. Because then we're gonna need per object buffer types for every shader, which it's going to have anyway. Are we gonna call it per object buffer though? It's already a very ugly name. Per object buffer. Guess it's okay. Then why not just vertex type, shader type then. Let's just go to shader type. And then we do vertex input. And this is shader type vertex input. What's the matter? Dependent type requires using type name keyword. What? Not type name keyword. Ah. Is it? Okay. Well, if that's the case, then good to go. Shaders That's the shader then. Shader type. And again, type name, I guess. So that's the vertex input. Vertex input. Vertex input. This doesn't require type name because it's been declared already. Is that a thing? Type name. Should I say like this? And then I can remove it? No, cannot remove it. Okay. Whatever. If you don't need it here, I will not give it to you. But it is required here. I don't know the rule, but okay. So we have the create cube. Just need to update it here. And we want it on the shaders color shader. And we don't even need to specify the resources because this is gonna come from the resources dot create cube. Boom. But now resources also need to handle. What's wrong here again? Because geometry doesn't exist anymore. Let's get rid of it. Geometry is empty. And it can go. Gone. Let's remove it from referencing it. And this is resources geometry. There you go. Now, let's move the copies. And we say resources, what? So that's going to be void exec copy buffers. Okay, command buffer, command buffer, no need to reference it. CMD, this is no accept. This is also, is it const? No, it's not const because it's modifying the list. There. Execute copy buffer. Okay. We also want to move the garbage collection. And the creation of the buffers. Object buffer. Yeah, this doesn't need the size of that thing. It's just a generic. So there's going to be a pool create buffers. Or init buffers, I don't know. We don't have logging. Let's grab that. Oh no. And now we replace again back to how it was before. But now we also need VMA. So let's get rid of resources. Can I just remove all of them? Hey, what's up, Ken? All good here, all good. Vulkan resources, maybe it's good to keep. No, we don't want to keep a context. So I'm just gonna say VK context comes as a reference, but it's a shared pointer reference. That's going to be VK. And we are lacking shared pointer. Possible. Include memory. So let's get rid of resources. I'll be happy to see less red. And it's a const. Yeah, it should be a const one. Buffer is also const. Okay, we're not going to modify the shared pointer. That would be weird. Now, what is this? Frame buffer. Okay, how many? What's the size of those? What size do we want to allocate? Let's say 16 megs, 16 megabytes. That makes sense. This is just random numbers guessing at this point. 64 times megabytes. Okay. So this is going to be 64 megabytes. Maybe it's even too much. I think I'm gonna run with Tracy and see how much I'm actually using. So we're doing networking again. We're almost done with the connection. So I'm refactoring a little bit the resource management. so it is not all tied up to the app module. So chunks per object, this needs to be a little bigger. But 64, what the heck? 64 seems quite enough for that. And maybe just 10, 16 for this guy. $128 MB for staging buffer. And the arguments buffer is not here. Because the args buffer is where is it? Args buffer. Okay, args buffer is there. Why is it there? Yeah, it's used plenty. It's used. That should also be handled by the resource manager. And you just won a one-way ticket to the new structure. There you go. Args. Oop. Okay. That's about it. 30,000 once of them. And I guess I have now to update all the references here. So once again, I can just place it there. Or even better, I can change all of them like this. That should be a one fix for all. And before I forget, we need to initialize the resources. Create buffers. And that will be vk and done. I'm now just left with the garbage collection and also the flush. There was some flush copy buffers somewhere. So this is doing flushing staging buffers. Is it the same? Yeah, it's pretty much the same, right? Yeah. So flushing is not needed. Oh, where is it used? It's only used up here. Or not. Is it even used? Let's see, I'm gonna delete it and see if it's gonna do anything. Okay, it's used here. Execute immediately, flush. Flush, I guess we can just say resources dot execute copy buffers. And we pass the command, and that's the same as flushing. Boom. That is done. Now to the garbage collection. Garbage collect. this one is going to be moved. I want it right here. Garbage collect. I would also want Tracy in this file. So we scope a few of these zones. And I guess these two. Copy buffers. Oh yeah, we also need to retrieve the timeline value. Garbage collect, force. Maybe we just need to pass the right timeline value. So that's going to be a constant in 64 timeline value, which is the current timeline value, and garbage collect. Garbage collect. Let's remove this guy. No, wait, no, not this one. This one. I think we already removed it, so we should start to get, okay, errors. So run the garbage collect, and we have the timeline value, so it's going to be resources dot garbage collect and timeline value. Timeline value means that if I pass it 0, then anything bigger than 0 is gonna be forced. Yeah, that's implicit, right? So I guess we can just say that if it's 0, that means true. Resources. Something is making weird noises. I think it's a fridge. So to flush it, we pass 0, and that's it. Cube. So when the cube is allocated, maybe it also needs a reference to the resource. So everything is enclosed. And it frees its own resources. So let's get rid of this stuff. And instead, when it creates geometry, it's also gonna have a reference to. So that's going to be Vulkan resource Extract Vulkan resource ref. Vulkan resource VKR, and we got destructor. Geometry is gonna destruct itself and do this stuff. So it's gonna have a vertex buffer. So if it has that, we do a VKR of its own data, right? That is a struct. What's wrong with you? Is incomplete. Geometry, but then this is going to be incomplete. How to get around this circular dependency? Let's see. Not like that. Well, I have to move the implementation. Yeah. Maybe out of the export. So that would be, that's what should I do for everything, maybe. That would be structure, geometry. No, because we are out of the namespace. Yeah, let's go stay inside the namespace. No, not like that. Geometry. Okay. And too many brackets. Okay. That should do it, right? Right? What? It's not incomplete anymore. You know it now. Struct. There, you happy? No, really. Okay, it's not incomplete anymore. It's been completely defined. I don't know, do I have to go out of scope? What's going on, bro? Leave me. Vulkan resources is incomplete. It's not. It's right here. Vulkan resources. Wait. What do you mean is incomplete? Is that because of no copy role? No, it can't be, right? Maybe it's just hallucinating, I don't know. It's just a reference. It's just a reference, bro. So the reference is this, and that doesn't work. So cannot initialize a local variable of type geometry with braces and aggregation in this field, because field of type cannot be initialized with Vulkan resources. Vulkan resource. Ah! My brain failed me again. Brain, function please. Why are you doing this? Okay, we're back to normal. All the systems are back to normal. And wait, what's that? Yeah, that's the resource. Object buffer. Oh yeah, Vulkan resource object buffer. And that's it. Now, can we go back to inside here? No, right, because it's still incomplete. Ah. Okay, well, at least we can go back to the namespace. That shouldn't be an issue. Right? Right? Okay. We're back to the namespace. We have the distractor. We shouldn't need this stuff now. So we still have the chunks. So chunky, 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 chunk. Chunky chunks have chunk data. But they might need a reference to the resource from which they are actually created. So where are we using? Where are we creating the geometry? What's happening here? Geometry implicitly generated. Oh, what's wrong with you? So it can't be assigned like that. I just want to construct it. Create cube. So I guess it needs a move constructor. Resource, geometry. What's the matter? Oh, it doesn't. So resource geometry operator equal. It's deleted. I never deleted it. Geometry is perfectly fine. It's very default here. But I guess we're gonna need to create we want access rights public copy. We don't want copy, but we want the default move operator. And what is this? Select to participate in the move operation. Well, it's default, so make move operation no except. Yes. Boom. What's wrong with this? It is implicitly deleted. Why? Why, bro? What's wrong with it? Is it because of this? Because this is no copy, but there's no reason not to move it. Also, it's just a reference. Maybe it's because of this? No, this doesn't have any special needs. What if I remove that? Okay, that is exactly the problem. So maybe it needs a copy operation is deleted and move operation is default. Let's do it like that. And that has no effect. Okay. But is this an error? It's not an error. No, it is an error. Yeah, it is. So what's going on here? Cube cannot even be initialized. It needs a default constructor. And this cannot be default, right? Because of this. Can you just copy it? Can this be null? No, really. Should this be const? Doesn't make any difference. Okay. Let's see. Geometry cube. Yeah, how can you have it without resources? It needs to go into the heap then, which isn't great. By the way, is this? Yeah, this is the highlight cube. So the other option is to have a very nice pointer to the parent, and that will fix everything basically. like this. What's wrong now? Ah, maybe I just also deleted what I shouldn't have. Okay, now everyone should be happy. Good. And the same thing should happen to so the same thing should also happen to the chunks. So chunks are generated here. Chunk data, we got the chunk data, but the chunks are not are not chunks resources are not generated there. Let's see who else is using the resources. A lot. So these resources are used everywhere. Okay, clear chunk state. Well, let's see if everything is still working because okay, I already have tuple. Is it missing tuple? Include tuple. Vector is not okay. Include vector. All right, let's see if it's also working. I want to go back to bed, but it's too late to go back to bed and it's too early. Oh, okay. Everything's still working. That's amazing. We did a pretty good refactoring. Oh, fell into a trap. Okay, that's running too fast. So when I click on the left thumbstick, Pro is running too fast. Left thumbstick. Where is the thumb click? Buttons, thumb left. There you go. Speed up 10 times. Now that's too much. That is definitely too much. Let's go 3 times. That makes sense. Okay. Let's run fast. Okay, that's good enough. I'm on the top of the world. So these are human made, as you can see. Here's the viewpoint. Ta-da! First levels. Okay. Now, I would say I will gladly commit those changes as refactors. Okay, we are back to a clean state. So, create a system, and maybe with a system we also want the resource manager. That would be nice. But maybe the resource manager should be a pointer like this. Or will a system survive? Yeah, we need it to be shareable. Create system, and we need to share access to the resource manager. Where is the resource manager? I think it's too far away from the other resources. The systems, okay, so I'm gonna make it shared pointer. And let the dice roll. We should have errors everywhere in a little bit. There you go. Now we're gonna change all delete buffers. No, change replace with no resources like this. If I can spell it correctly, and replace all. Boom. Done in a single command. That's awesome. Now back to where we were. So the systems will need the resources, and server will need import resources. That's it. And when we create a system, we pass in a const not a vector, a shared pointer of resources, Vulkan resources. And that's it. Vulkan resource. And we're gonna call it stud share shared pointer of sources, resources, bk resources. And that's it. So once we have those resources, we can create the player. And who created the first player? So to create the player, I think we used, it was the physics system that created the player. So it creates a character. Something. I'm gonna grab some food. My tummy is getting empty. I'll be back in a bit. Got some nice warm drinks. All right. Let's go back to it. Create system. So who's gonna need something? Create character. So how do I make system communicate with one another? How do I get like resources? Can resources be a collection of the systems? Let's see. Resources. Well, systems are resources. Resources. Yeah. So the physics is system. Maybe it's gonna have a static function that retrieves the instance that's being generated. Or maybe the server will be created passing the system it depends on. But what if there are circular systems? Circular dependencies. That's complicated. Well, let's begin with the resource manager. So we have the resources, and when a player is created, but we need to generate the player. So maybe we will just have an add player function. Create player. Add player. I don't know. Add player. Yeah, add player. And we will get past the peer, which is an init peer. That's it. And we do the add player. That's it. But the player is to be defined. So a player is going to need a character. A character. And how do we generate a character? We need the physics system. And how do we get the physics system? Well. It's going to be a shared pointer to physics. Import physics system physics. Const the shared pointer to physics system. That should solve the problem. So the player is going to have a character which is physics.create character. Boom. Walk, start, and on ground are going to be default. That's it. We get characters. But the character doesn't have a mesh. So it's gonna need a mesh. Geometry. There you go. The circle is starting to close. I'm losing my mind. I am losing my mind. Everyone is sleeping. Okay. So, is it compiling? Let's see, because I'm creating like dependencies, like spaghetti. There you go. Okay, it's not that yet, at least. Ooh. Yes. We haven't done our job properly. Let's make systems great again. Everything's going to be shared. Come on, what are you doing? Boom. Bro, what? Okay. You scare me for once. So these now need to be created. Can I just create them here? Resources. Created. These exist. Audio system. Make a new one. Then do that. need the resources and the physics system. There you go. Remove body. Create chunk body. Debugging. Sound system, and let's tick. Nope. Tick. Physics. Tick. Sooner or later, it's gonna run what's happening. that was the sound of landing. vertex buffer sub free. So buffers definitely need to be move only. Let's go to buffer. So buffer sub allocation should be no copy. There's no copy. Okay. So let's say that we need to generate copy is default, move needs to be implemented, and we don't care about the pointer. Well, let's just be clean then. So this is the move operator. And alloc is that. We do the move, but we also need to reset. So offset's going to be 0. It's going to be 0, and that's going to be null. Alloc, virtual location, VMA, null, handle, or VK, null, handle. Oh, hey, Dan. What are you trying to say? What are you trying to say, bro? Bro, I don't understand. So let's go back to the resource, and now we should have a move. So now we got the move, right? Expresses is trivially copyable. Remove the move. It's not trivially copyable anymore. And maybe we also get the move for free. No overloaded accepts. What? Oh, wait. It's lacking the default constructor. So that's going to be buffer suballocation default. There we go. Dan, what's up, mate? Are you alright? And the cube. And the cube, well, okay, maybe we needed all this stuff. Let's skip it. We just need to null these. Oh, what the heck? Bro, it's time to wake up. All right, guess we are at the end of the track. I'll be back on the continuation in a little while. So let me just quickly fix those. Then I have to bring the kid to school. There you go. This is VK null handle. And then everything should be clean. Let's try to run it right away. So this way it should not destroy the resource anymore. Wait, what is this? But this way it's gonna miss the constructor. Can you generate it for me? Yeah, just put everything. Public const ref. Use const for value parameters. Declare constructor. No discard. What? Is that useful? And that should do it. Uh-oh. What? Attempting to do what? Oh boy. Wait. What? The declaration of this guy here does not have a constructor. Yay. Yep. No. Oh, it doesn't have a default constructor. Well, let's give it a default constructor then. Geometry is default. There you go. Everyone is happy. And back to our lives. Come on, come on. Just function and then we're done. Yes! Show me the cube. Show me the cube. Good boy. What the? It literally just shut off itself. There you go. We're back. We're back, guys. Okay. Okay, we can build. That is nice. Everything is working as expected. And with this, oh, what? Something is not properly deleting itself. But that's another thing for another time. Well, that's it, folks. I'll catch you later, maybe, if I manage to have some time to do another session. Otherwise, see you tomorrow with more exciting bug fixing and hopefully some networking as well.